I'm just waiting. Lace Out is live. We are live. I think we're right, J-Dog. I think we are right.
Yay!
You know what? I've just found another reason why incognito mode on your computer makes a massive difference. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. You don't understand the troubles that we've just been having over the last 8 minutes trying to get this stuff up and running for you, every single one of our amazing viewers out there to Lace Out. We're back again. It's supposed to be Tuesday night, but it's Wednesday night. We'll get into that in a little bit in a moment. But more importantly, thank you, everybody, for us online, listening on the podcast. It's the last week of footy, and I tell you what, Jamie, it is going to be packed tighter than Santa's sack on Christmas Eve. How you going, buddy?
Oh, I'm quite bored. I'm just, when your team's on top all year for months on end, footy can become quite monotonous. It's just, I'm just going through the motions, Peps. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm just bored of football this year. I've just been on the top for so long. It's just boring.
Oh, look, mate, I hear you wholeheartedly. It's exactly the same as being on the bottom of the ladder for many years. You just get used to it. One season blends into the next. But you'll probably go a Sam Stosur when we head into the finals this year, and straight sets. It's normally what you do.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fantastic. We're looking forward to a fantastic final series, but we've got one round of games to get into. So much to talk about, so much to discuss, so much to get into it. But remember, everybody watching us live online as we talk right now, get on the chat. Be part of the show. We love to hear from you. Ask us. Ask Jamie how he's feeling moving into the finals.
Do not ask me.
Would you rather be my team and not make finals, or be your team promising so much and once again probably going to under-deliver again?
Don't talk to me. Don't ask me questions.
We're just going to get into it. All right. So let's have a bit of a chat. Like I said, it's the Lace Out Podcast Live. It's how you want your footy. Get on the chat. Be part of the show. We're going to have our normal start off. We're going to start off with the votes for the round. It's time to spin the magnets. Who gets your 3 votes? Who gets dragged? Jamie, we're going to start with you, mate. So before we start, we have to begin with our amazing, beautiful little shots from last week, if I can find it. Where is it? Where's our shots from last week? Oh, it's disappeared. Where is it? Here we go.
3 votes.
It's going beautifully, isn't it?
My 3 votes this week, Peps, is going to go to. I hope I'm still. You're going to say this in a second. I know you're going to be angry at me, but my 3 votes is going to go to Bryce Gibbs and his last game.
Tell me about it.
I just really like the fact that, behind all the bravado football clubs and behind all the bullshit that us supporters seem to stand behind, the fact that he was cheered off by his Carlton teammates, he swapped jumpers with his Carlton teammates, and there's a bit of an Adelaide Carlton both sending off a player who, let's truth be known, he hasn't had a great time in Adelaide and has only played 30 odd games, but I thought that was a good send off for a player who really was a gun for many, many years from day one, really.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. At Carlton is a good player.
Oh, he was a good player, but he wasn't setting the world on fire.
Oh, but talk about Adelaide the last 2 years. You tell me you can't crack into that team.
He couldn't even light a match at that joint.
I like the send-off. It was good to see a joint send-off.
Now, there was a bit of controversy about that, where players from other clubs lifting up a player from another club.
Yeah.
Did you bite into it? Did you get all caro about it? What did you feel about it?
I just thought, it's just... Obviously, his mates are at Carlton. Well, he's played so many years with there. And something's playing in the background. That's you, Peps. So I quite like the moment of his mates cheering him off at Carlton, where he's played the majority of his just short of 200 games, I think he is.
Yep.
So, yeah, I had no problem with that.
Oh, wonderful. No, it's very... Oh, mate, I'll tell you who mine... I'm actually giving my
3 votes
to... Fremantle. I know that they played North on the weekends. Not much to write home about.
Yeah.
But can I just say, they've got something going over there at Fremantle. They've bought into Justin Longmuir's game plan. But I think it was really nice just to see that the way they took North to the sword. They had Tabernar kick 4, Hogan kick 4, Walters kick 3, Schultz kick 3.
Yeah.
Monday had Fife had a fantastic game again, as always. But they're not relying on him as much. They're getting Sarong in there. They're also getting Darcy doing some work. So they're getting a lot of the newer group coming in. They went at 77% efficiency. They led it by 28 in contested possessions. They were just sensational.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. And it was just watching a team maturing in front of your eyes.
Yep.
And it was really nice to see because, they've had some lean years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from a Melbourne perspective, he's not playing with us anymore, but Jesse Hogan's good to see him kick forward. It's his biggest return since going back to Fremantle. The rumours have been there that he may not be there next year. Look, if he doesn't stay at Fremantle, he won't play anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because the whole reason he wanted to go back to Perth was to be near his family, etc. So why would you get out of that environment? So my
3 votes.
goes over to the Fremantle Football Club for what they produced on the weekend against North.
Love it.
But as we know, we have to spin the magnets, and for every time we have somebody who's done something amazing, we have to unfortunately send out the runner, and who's going to cop a bit of this?
Haley off, Ellingworth on! Bloody weak as piss.
It just gets better and better, doesn't it? So who's getting dragged for their performance on the weekend?
It's actually from the same game that I spoke about with the retirement. I'm going to say the Carlton Football Club.
Oh, okay.
They just, how many times have they fallen behind in the first quarter by 30 plus points this year and have made this heroic comeback? How many times has this club shot itself in the foot by doing these slow starts? I mean, think of how many wins they could have almost made finals this year if you. I know we're playing the if but when game.
Yep.
But if they didn't fall behind teams by 30, 40 points in the first quarter, then only lose by 10 to 15, they could be in the finals this year. But they're just not switched on at the start of games, and it's just not professional. It's not AFL standard.
Do you reckon? And I'm just thinking about this. Do you reckon that Teague's too nice?
I've only had a brief, quick glance at the guy, chat with the guy, and he's a nice guy. Yeah, but I think...
Is that his problem? Has he got not enough mongrel in him? Do you reckon he can't rip out a spray?
But I don't know. There's obviously talk about it on SEN this week around, coach inspiration and what they do and what they say to the players before the game. I would think if you're playing the sport at the highest bloody level, you should have enough internal motivation to go out there and rip and tear, like Hendo Rick.
Yeah, Hendo Rick. Check that one out, viewers. Hendo Rick, he might come back for next week's 100th episode. I've played it with nice coaches. I've played against angry coaches. I think the angry coaches get enough out on game day, but you still need to have that relationship with the players. But once again, it's only what you see. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. And trust me, it's the quiet ones you really have to worry about because they will give you an absolute tearing when they need to.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think about Carl? Should we be worried about it at one season in and we're still seeing this kind of slow starts?
No. Okay. Because every team has their flaws. Melbourne has their flaw. When we're favourites for a game, we fall over. It's as simple as that.
I was just going to say football in general is your flaw.
Port. Oh, don't you start. Port and finals just don't deliver. You might have to rename yourselves to the Australia Post Football Club because you just don't deliver on time. So there's things like that. I think every club has its flaw. Like Essendon, they haven't done anything for goodness knows how long.
Yeah, well, I think you might even know, do you?
Pardon? Nah, not too sure. Okay. I did find out something interesting. It's something like, Kevin Sheedy's the only coach to take Essendon to finals in something like 30 plus years. What does that say?
Wow.
That's pretty embarrassing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, every club's got their little bits and pieces. Sydney had it for quite a long time. It just takes time. And when it clicks, it really clicks. And you can see Brisbane's a perfect example. They were putrid for goodness knows how long.
Yeah.
And then they came in and taken it over as well too. So
cool.
For my
Ellingworth on! bloody weakest piss.
I'm going from two players on the weekend that were played in the exact same game. And this game was the last game of the round. Happened on Monday night. Braden Maynard and Nick Holman. Pretty boy football is going to give you highlights that you will want to close your eyes on for many, many years to come. Here's a small tip. You'll learn this one at Auskick. You don't kick off your back foot.
Oh.
You don't kick off one step,
Kills
Braden
me.
Maynard.
Kills me.
And it kills me to watch when you not just do it once and you miss your teammate by a good 20 metres. The next time you do it, you put it on the full.
Oh.
Like you couldn't even hit the field. That's how bad it was. So Braden Maynard. But let's just take it one step further. Nick Holman got an absolute lace out. Trademark and registered to Chris Pepper. Pass in the goal square. Had no awareness about his surroundings and gets snuck up like a librarian, Nick Rewalt style, and completely fudged it. And that was when they were coming with a bit of a freight train towards the Pies. Pies went back up the other end and kicked a goal.
Yep.
So put the pretty boy football away. Leave that to the guys who can actually play the game and get the fundamentals right. That would be a really good idea for you two.
I have noticed, Peps, this year, though. I have noticed a lot of players taking two steps backwards and kicking off the back foot. I've just noticed it a lot this year. It seems to be more than ever, but maybe it's just me because I'm consciously aware of it. But I'm seeing it. People trying to get the ball moving faster. They take two steps back and on their back foot they kick it and turn it over every time.
Yep. It's putrid.
Always a shit out of
Absolutely
me.
putrid. Don't agree with it whatsoever. Someone's put up a comment. Oh, that was me. Yep, it was putrid. That's what I reckon. Yeah, I'm not happy with it as well. So I reckon, Jamie, it's time to get onto the biggest part of the show. And that's what the main thing that we like to look at every single week. Let's start with the news of the round. Actually, no, let's take it a little bit different. Let's go into a bit of one of the new segments that we rolled out last week, Law and Order, with Judge Jamie. So let's roll into it. Let's get the music playing. What happened at the match review panel this week, Judge Jamie? And if you're looking for your mallet, I can do it.
No, I've got one. I found it. Here we go. The Ollie Wines mallet. All right. So first off, we've got Shane McAdam from the Adelaide Crows has been charged for striking Tom Williams of Carlton. In summary, he can accept a $750 sanction for an early plea. Guilty. Blake Hardwick from Hawthorn has been charged with striking Aaron Norton from Western Bulldogs, and he has also been charged with striking as well, and I don't have the name.
Doesn't matter.
I don't have
Guilty.
the name, but guilty, striking. Bailey Smith has been charged for rough conduct on Harry Morrison from Hawthorn, and he can accept a $1,000 sanction fee. Guilty. Next one. It's actually a big one today. It's actually been a big
massive
round. Jack Siebel has also been charged with a charge of the first offence for making careless conduct with an umpire. So there we go, a bit of touching the umpires. $500 fee, $500 fine.
There's actually been another fine to come out of that. North Melbourne Football Club to impersonating a football team. They've been fined by having Reece Shaw sit and coach them again this week. Guilty.
Jacob Townsend from Essendon has been charged with engaging in a melee with Port Adelaide. Cheap shit here, fellas. Come on, Essendon, lift your game. $500 sanction. Guilty. Jake Stringer from Essendon again, another flog. Has been charged with engaging in a melee against Port Adelaide, and he can accept a $500 fine.
And that should be like triple for those shit tats he has. Guilty.
Riley Bonner from Port Adelaide has also been charged with engaging in the melee, and he has a $500 fine. Guilty. Tom Jonas, our captain, has also been charged with getting in that same melee and has been charged $500. Guilty. Big one.
The AFL calls it fines. You call it bail at Port Adelaide.
Tim Taranto from GWS has been charged with making careless contact with an umpire. Matt Stevick, one of your favourites, Peps.
No, he's a wanker.
And he can accept a $500 sanction fee. So,
Well, he might as well get fined for careless conduct with an umpire because he couldn't get near any of the Melbourne players in their exciting win against the GWS on Saturday night.
And there's a name there's a name that's very familiar to the courtrooms of Jamie Wallace Court, and it's Shane Mumford from GWS has been charged with striking Max Gawn of Melbourne, and he, because he has got quite a record, can accept a $1,000 sanction with an early fee. So, guilty. The big one here, Peps, and one of the ones that you always get angry about is an incident between Lachie Neale and Nick Blakely from the third quarter of the Sunday's game between the
Should have got
and
weeks.
Brisbane Lions. Blakey has possession of the ball on the wing and is pursued by Neale and Dane Zorko. Blakey attempts to kick the ball as Zorko lays a lunging tackle, dislodging the football. Neale then simultaneously tackles Blakely to the ground, who braces for contact using his right arm. That causes impact to his shoulder, and the view of the MRO that Neale's actions did not constitute rough conduct. No further action is taken on Lachie Neale and that decision. So, not guilty.
Jeez. You know what? If his
Brownlow
name
favourites, come on, Peps.
No. He slung him to the ground. And I'll tell you what, if his name was, I don't know, let's pick one out of there. Ollie Wines, a no-name. He would have got weeks. Yeah, let's pick out another name, no-name. I don't know. Tom Jonas, he would have got weeks. I'll pick out a third no-name. Travis Boak, he would have got weeks. It's like Brownlow medal favourites. He should have got a week. It was a dangerous tackle. Once again, they're going on the outcome.
Peps, I'll take you back to the rules of Jamie
If I'm
Court.
wrong, hey, if I'm wrong,
the decision's the final. That's the rule of Jamie Court.
It's dumb. It's just another thing with the AFL just changing rules on the fly, and it's disgusting.
Yeah,
hey,
now we're taking personal shots, are we? Calling me dumb.
We'll have personal
we're
shots.
doing now.
Hey, well, you want to talk a little bit more about that? Here's my first quick answer for tonight.
All right.
Who's dropping the ball? Does incorrect disposal even a thing anymore? Did you see the cutout pass Jake Melksham did on the weekend?
That was a ripper.
He dead set through it. 20 metres. You can spin him around 6 times and nothing happens. We all hate it. They tightened it down. They tightened it up in the middle of the season, and it was beautiful. And now players just can do anything, and no one gives a shit anymore.
No, it's
got to be on the joke, hasn't it?
No, the AFL says they get 8 out of 10 decisions correct. So 80% basically they get correct. And out of a game of hundreds of decisions, we always pick out a couple. I'm going to say that this is the rule for 2021 that should be trained, spoken about, educated, whatever you have to do to make it stick, because it infuriates the sugar out of me.
You can say shit. This is an adult podcast. You can say it. It's putrid. It's disgusting.
And it's not consistent. The biggest problem for me is it's not consistent.
No. And if you throw on that, I don't know, the fact that you can just do anything you want and no one's even going to brush an eyelid. It's almost like Sex Panther from Anchorman, where it works, 62% of the time, all the time. It's a bit like the AFL coaching, we only make a few decisions. No, the reason why you don't get any of your dropping the ball decisions is you just don't pay it anymore.
Just watch the game. It's the game I like to play. And who was it from SEN that Radar? What's Radar? He mentioned it. Just when you see someone get tackled, just ask yourself, how'd that ball get out of there? Just think about it, because the ball either just spills, which is an incorrect disposal, or they throw it, which is throwing the ball. So it's a game to always ask yourself when you're watching a game of football, how'd they get that ball out of there? Nah,
it's disgusting. And the problem is, I reckon the umpiring at local level leagues is better than what the AFL are dishing out at the moment. I know there's people on the chat right now, people watching this stream, people listening to this beautiful podcast each week who watch local footy, whether it's in Australia or over in England, in the US, because we're multinational with the single greatest podcast this side of the Westgate Bridge. It's people the umpiring at local levels is so much better. Probably because they're more And it's no different, mate.
It's two different worlds, though, Peps.
No, one's a common sense world and one's fantasy world.
No, I think we all kind of like it. The reason that country footy sort of works and that sort of stuff is because they let the game go a bit more. Where AFL, they're a bit more stricter. But the problem is that AFL is so hot and cold with their strict versus letting a game go that you don't know what you're watching sometimes.
Oh, it's awful. It's disgusting. But you know what? You know what's not disgusting, my friend? It's the news of the round. This is your big bad booty, Gatey. This is your bread and butter. This is when the J-Dog shines, everybody. This is the part that the newsbreaker on Lace Out, because I'm Lace and he's out, and together we are magic. We're going to get this one going. I know that's the first one that you wanted to get through, is that the top two is locked in.
Just a quick one. That's almost like it says on the tin there. Basically, for everyone else playing, just go home. Nothing to play for. Top two is locked in. Either Port or Brisbane are going to end up minor premiers. There's been talk this week about if there's any player from either team that is a bit under the weather or you want to give them a bit of a break and a 2-week break this time, for this round. Now's the time you do it because, I mean, minor premierships mean nothing. You're guaranteed a home final.
Can I say one thing, though?
Sure.
If when it comes to Brisbane and your mob being 1 and 2,
yeah,
that would almost be the AFL equivalent of Sam Stosur playing doubles with herself. Because I can guarantee you one thing, both those teams are going to Sam Stosur in the finals. It will be straight sets. Oh. And we'll come back preliminary final week and we won't be discussing Port.
Oh, great. So we've got 6 items on the news and you're just going to come here and just pot Port every news item, are we? All
exactly right, because we don't hold anything back here. And I'll tell you who hasn't held anything back is the Carlton Football Club, because they have parted ways, and it was probably a mutual decision with Cade Simpson. And what an absolute superstar. The second best ever number 6 to play play Australian rules football, not just AFL, but AFL, VFL, EDFL. The second best number 6 ever to grace the 36-man oval. So congratulations, 18 years, 341 plus 1 game to go. 2013 best and fairest. He was vice captain. He was just an honest, and he loved a long sleeve. I reckon they should go out this week. I reckon someone made a great comment. They should go out this week, and every single Carlton player should wear a long sleeve in honour of Cade Simpson.
Quick hands, Peps.
Yeah, mate.
Did Cade Simpson call it a season too early?
He's 36. I retired at 36.
You're saying he copied you?
I think he copied me. The other one who pulled the pin is Tommy Bell-Chambers, 13 years, 136 games. He says his body can't take it anymore. Look, I think we all know he's got better things on his mind now.
I know what you're.
He's just going to lay down on the bed, on the bed with his doona and his Valance, and he's just going to enjoy it a little bit more this year. So, yeah, good on big old Tommy Bell as well. And there's been a number of others, and we'll get towards those at the end of the year, but they've been the 2 big ones. Nathan Jones still hasn't made one on his career. Level Jetta hasn't made one on his career so far. There's plenty to talk about, and we'll go through those.
Trio from Hawthorn.
The trio from Hawthorn. The Poppy's gone. Who else? Poppy's gone. Who else? Stratton.
Brandon Stratton.
He's gone as well too. Okay, and apparently, if you speak to the Hawthorn supporters out there, and they'll tell you, the worst Hawthorn captain ever. I didn't say that. But he has got the worst haircut and the worst set of tats on an AFL player ever.
Rough.
Oh, they are rough as well too. So a couple there. There's one other one, but we're not too sure about him, so we'll move on. Eddie Betts, he'd have to pull the pin. He can't get another contract to Carlton. He'll get let go, won't he? They'll pay him out.
Well, that's my other quick hands was I don't know. Eddie Betts for me seemed like the one who's going to retire, not Cade Simpson. So that's why I think.
You reckon?
I thought Cade Simpson went 1 year too early.
Hey, can I just show something to you? Look, I love how we do this live on Facebook, and I just want to show you how much the people love us. Brad Adams, Archie. Pep, you retired too early at 36. Mate, Arch, look, Brad Adams, if you don't know this guy, is another one of the 300 club. He's a life member at East Keilor. One of the single hardest footballers I ever got to grace the field with. And so to hear that from you, mate, I really do take that on board. So thank you very, very much. When it comes to the tats, though, the donker's back. Roscoe, he reckons that Libba's tats are worse. But you know what the difference is? At least I can make out what Libba has. He's got 2 Simpsons characters and a fruit and nut bar. That's a man who can carry them and carry them with pride. Okay. Hey, Jamie, tell us about what GWS, they had a bit of a chat, didn't they, on Monday morning?
Yes, this is a bit of a zinger that came out of the news and a bit of a Monday morning meeting where Leon Cameroon basically told everyone to if you don't want to be here, please, there is the door over there. Please leave the door quietly and grab your suitcase, and we'll see you another time. I'm pretty sure that was the way he described it, Pep. Is that right? It was cordially.
Yeah, but it's pretty much, if you don't want to be here, don't let the door hit you on the way out. And Aiden Core went, okay.
Yeah.
And he's decided to exercise his free agency rights, which he's allowed to. The classic is that they've already booted him out of the hub and sent him back to New South Wales.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Aiden Core is that he's made a significant decision on his career by accepting a multi-million-dollar offer to join North Melbourne.
Yeah. Well, I think that chat with Leon Cameron, the old FIFO chat, needed to happen. Basically, fit in off.
Yeah,
like that chat needed to happen.
Yeah, it does, and these sort of things happen, and we get that. We totally understand. But they also dropped their captain the week before, so they're not exactly leading the group with a lot of confidence at the moment.
The chat is the chat for there because the young stars are superstars, or potential superstars at another club maybe. Like Jeremy Cameron, that's been on for 3 years now about what's he going to do with his contract. 3 years of that contract talk over and over and having to answer that. So, I mean, fair enough. Have that chat. Who wants to be here? Who doesn't? And if you don't want to be here, fuck off.
Oh, well, it gets it even better. Like, John Michael put it perfectly. North are getting all those superstar free agents again. Tongue in cheek. Oh, don't worry about that one, John Michael. I agree with you wholeheartedly, my friend. North are going for not the top tier, not the middle tier, not the bottom tier. They are going for the bargain bin at the reject shop.
Yep. They're trying to play money ball.
Yeah, they're not playing money ball. They don't have money. They're just playing ball. North don't have money until they open up the Kanga Casino.
Yeah, but North do it in reverse. They go, who is going to cost us the most and give us the least?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly right. No, they're shocking, aren't they? They are shocking. Hey, let's. We're flying through these. It's fantastic. All right, another one.
No, you missed the one I want to talk about.
No, I didn't. What? Essendon and Worsfold?
No,
I
you
didn't.
Missed it. The race for the final spot. We didn't talk about the race for the final spot.
No, that's Snakes and Ladders. That's coming up next.
You're just changing my run sheet.
It's my show. You're just here for eye candy, all right? Jesus.
All right.
Hey, how good's that? Reject shop quality at Wall Street prices. Hey, all right. So now Essendon and Worsfold. I've got some Essendon supporters on as we're going live right now.
You were stirring them up today, Pep.
Oh, mate, they are. Tell you what, your club and my club, they are the two most frustrating clubs ever.
Oh, but you were stirring them up around the potential trade talk, and you were like, I'd love to have him at my club.
I would love that. So we'll get on. So, Worsfold and Essendon, there's been some banter going on over the last week, etc.
Yeah.
Interesting comments he made. At one stage, it looks like Ben Rutten could be the first coach to get sacked without actually coaching a game officially, because he's really setting the club up for success. Matthew Lloyd, club legend, has come out saying that what does the club stand for? They've got no idea. They've got no brand, no identity.
Yep.
The supporter base are just pulling their hair out left, right, and centre. You know what we'll do? We'll forge forward, and we're going to get Sheedy back. The only bloke to take us to a final series in 30 plus years.
Win a final, yeah.
So you're just going to keep going back to the well again. It'd be like Melbourne going back to Joe Gutnick or digging up Norm Smith's grave and putting his ashes in the coach's box. If we want to see premiership success, you've got to move on for it. But look, I think Worsfold came in at a time when the club needed him.
Yes.
And I think Worsfold came in at a time where no one else wanted the job.
Yeah.
But you've got to also remember that Worsfold's family live in Perth.
Yeah.
So he's been away from them for quite a while. I think they might have moved over in the first section and then went back. And if I'm wrong, please let me know in the chat.
Yeah.
But he's just had enough. He can't take them further any forward. It's just a matter, have they set up the transition plan correctly?
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, has there been a succession plan where it's actually worked?
You've taken you've taken my quick hands, you bastard.
Oh, quick hands. No, what do you think? Has there been a succession plan at all?
No, well, I mean, yes, that was in place, and you're right that the succession plans don't work. They just traditionally have not worked, and supporter bases can see straight through them. And what it sort of does is it leaves your club in sort of limbo land, because this year, and I suppose we talk about the game on the weekend, Worsfold was sitting on the bench and what's his name was up in the coach's box.
Yep.
And they both weren't doing anything. They were just both sitting there as complete passengers watching their team get smashed by 60 points in the driving rain. Like that's a 100-point loss. And they were putrid.
And the funny thing is, right, so I've had a chat to a couple of Essendon supporters, and a couple of them are watching as we speak, as we record this. And we play them this week, and we're going to get into the final spot with that in a moment. And they're like, "Oh, have you actually seen us play? You'll stump us." And I'm going, "But we're Melbourne. We lose the unlosable."
Yeah.
Okay, I could go over how many times over how many years where we lose the unlosable.
Yeah.
I think it was Sydney had lost 20-something games in a row. We gave them their first win. Yep. We played in 2017. We played Collingwood's reserves teams to make the finals. We lost. We played Sydney's Little League team a couple of weeks ago. We lost.
Yeah.
We're playing Essendon this week. I don't even know what's going to happen. That's how bad it is. So they've got to be really bad if I think that we're confident to go into this game. But yeah, there's rumblings there. Dan Richardson and Dodoro, have they been there too long?
Yeah.
Mark Harvey's not part of the coaching group anymore. He's now going to be working in a different role.
Yeah. Look, it's sort of like over the past, since 2016 when he took over from that, the darkest day in Australian sport, they had a nothing team. They were basically all their players, majority of them were gone, and he put together a team that did finish bottom, and we knew they were going to finish bottom. They had 3 wins. 2017, he got that team into the finals. They finished 7th that year. 2018, 2019, we know what that is, and 2020, we know what that is looking like now. So, I mean, the first couple of years are really rosy, but it's just, I don't know if it's a Matthew Lloyd, the media has had a crack at him, because John Worsfold has fought with Matthew Lloyd through the media for the last few years. And we all know how Essendon adore Matthew Lloyd. He's fought with supporters about not having a game or not keeping up to speed with the game plans and not moving forward and not blooding a lot of new kids and not using the youth of the team. So now they've got quite an old team. But then the final thing that I suppose has made a lot of Essendon people really angry is just that post-match press conference on Saturday. He really used the us or the me and them language. He said, Essendon this, Essendon that, Essendon this. He didn't use us and didn't use we. He said Essendon, 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 Essendon. And I think that was that was for me the biggest, wow, you really have completely checked out now.
Yeah, I think he was checked out a while ago. Maybe he should have checked out at the end of last year. But if I'm wrong, what's interesting though is that one of the guys on the chat again apparently said that Essendon have dropped 20,000 members this year.
Yeah, they've had a 17% drop this year or something like that.
Now, I know my club lost 10, and there's been other clubs that have gone backwards as well too, and some clubs have also gone forwards as well. But how many succession plans do you consider have been successful? Well, I don't think that there's been any.
AFL?
We're going AFL, full stop. I don't think there's been any. The only one that I can think of would be Longmire from Roos.
Yeah,
But that was assistant into. So that one went.
but that was up and in.
Yeah, but that was up and in, and that went straight away, and he hasn't looked back since.
Yeah.
But
Now Horse under pressure now, though.
Who?
Horse is under pressure now.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
he's got the runs on the book, mate. They're losing a lot of stars, and they've got to get some back, mate. They're playing good footy at the moment with what they've got.
Yeah, maybe I've just had this expectation of Sydney to be much better than what they are.
They're not, though, because they haven't got a forward line. You have a look at their injury toll that they've had this year. It's decimated.
They got Tom Papley.
Let's not start about that. Okay, we'll get into that. Buckley, I'd say, hasn't been successful.
No.
Because you look at the punch-ons that he had, they kicked Malthouse out because they didn't want to lose Buckley to another team. That's what happens. It's as simple as that. And any Collingwood supporter who's watching that would still say that that's exactly what's occurred.
Yeah.
They didn't want to lose him. It was either Malthouse last coached Collingwood in a grand final.
Yes.
And they've made one since?
Yeah.
Okay, and they lost to Dom Sheed after being 5, almost 6 goals up in a grand final. Yeah, but they got robbed because of the runner. All right. So yeah, and the jury's still out on the Roos to Goodwin one as well too.
Yeah,
I've let my feelings know about that one as well.
What was it? It was 2012 was the takeover from Malthouse to Buckley. So that's
2011.
2011. So 2012 was his first season coaching, though. So that's
sorry, I'm wrong. It was 2012. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's 6 years.
Yeah,
6 years until they got to a grand final. That's a long time.
It's a long time. Can I tell you something though?
Already, yes.
Just sort of changing the subject. Can I just throw a few things at you?
Sure.
So here's a couple of things. Pluto was downgraded as a dwarf planet. Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans. Italy won the 2006 FIFA World Cup, and the first iPhone was released. Blu-ray discs were invented. Twitter started up. The PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 came out. There's some massive things that have happened across the world. Would you agree?
Very big.
Do you know that that's everything that's happened since Essendon last won a final? 5,856 days.
It's a long time.
Write that one down, listeners and viewers. Okay? You're changing the world every single day, every single week. You don't win a final. History gets created, and it's all because of you. I
would say there from Joel has just said Goodwin as a transition. I'd say it's been a success for you guys because Goodwin really has been one of your most successful coaches in the last 4 that you've had.
4? More like 800. Melbourne have had more coaches in the last 15 years than I've had hot dinners.
He got you to 2 final wins. That's pretty good, Pets.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I don't know why are you trying to get rid of him for?
Just too inconsistent, mate. I need some consistency. I need some consistency. Hey, all right. I've got a couple of quick hands for you. All right, let's rock out. The first one actually, before we do that, let's have a look at a bit of snakes and ladders. So snakes and ladders, we've got 1 week to go. We're going to find out. Tell me who you think, listeners and viewers, who is going to jump into the top 8. So here we go. Here's the ladder for the current ladder moving into this particular week. We know the top 2 are locked in. I think from 3 down, it's going to be a shuffling of points, shuffling of positions. It's pretty much going to come down to St Kilda and Western Bulldogs.
Oh, look at that.
St Kilda and Western Bulldogs float. Yeah, calm down, Sammy. Calm down, Sammy.
For the 6th March.
Shut up. St Kilda and Western Bulldogs potentially falling out. You'd say Melbourne,
Go on.
GWS and Fremantle. Fremantle can't make it. All right, so it's going to be GWS or St Kilda. It comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. St Kilda play GWS on the weekend. So whoever wins that, St Kilda are in. If St Kilda lose, they're cooked. And I've been saying it for weeks. St Kilda will not make finals. I think GWS, after the week that they've had, are going to come out and absolutely...
Whoa. Cool jets. Technically, no. If G-Devils need to win by a lot to St Kilda to fall out.
No, they don't. Because that'll go up to about 50 points.
It's a lot. It's 11%.
Doesn't
11%,
matter.
it's 11% at the moment.
Hey.
It's
Things
11%.
can happen, mate. Things can happen.
Okay.
You never know.
I just want to put some
Jeremy
cold
Cameron
water.
might actually do something this week and kick a bag. Okay, he did last year, kicked 10 in the last round.
Okay.
Won the Coleman.
All right. I say,
All right.
Whoa, take it easy.
Not that good easy, mate. Western Bulldogs, they're playing up against the Dockers this week. And like I said earlier in this week, they got my... Because they've been playing great footy. I reckon they're going to beat the Dockers this week. The Dockers are going to slide out.
Delicious.
That means...
Why is your music on for? That's it.
Because I pushed the wrong button. Hold on. I meant to go
3 votes.
3 votes. Sorry about that. Maybe I was getting a bit... Maybe I was judicial about what I was talking about. But Melbourne, they will win. And they are going to jump into the 8. They are going to jump into the 8. They're going to beat the Doggies. The Doggies are going to get beaten by Fremantle. The Doggies are going to... Melbourne are going to play... they're going to slide into 8. They play Essendon, or as I like to call them, Essendon.
Can you hear yourself right now?
Yep, I love it. And we're going to play West Coast in a final in Perth, and we know how that one went last time.
You are not going to win. You are not going to win.
Could you imagine my meltdown if we win?
Oh, look, I'd be happy for D's to make the finals because I just think that will just give another contract extension to Goodwin.
Oh, he's already got an extension for the next 2 years, so he won't get another one.
Oh, God. If you guys lose, it's so tantalizing.
I haven't ranted online for weeks, and people have been missing it. I will promise you this: if Melbourne lose, I will look at me. If
Okay.
Melbourne lose to Essendon this week, strap yourselves in because it could be the rant of all rants. And mind you, I've had a couple of rippers this year. Do you know what make me laugh even more? If we win, and if the news from what we've heard today is right, Essendon are going to trade Adam Sard over to us, and you're going to take pick 22 and Tom McDonald. I've already started putting number 42 on the back of this brand new jumper. I'm running with that deal.
Oh, dear.
You can take it.
You guys need a bit of speed.
Oh, jeez, they're shocking, mate. They are shocking, but yeah, no, it's going to come. But I honestly do think that Fremantle will beat the Doggies.
Okay,
it's going to be up in Cairns, so it won't be. It's going to be a bit slippery. The games up there have been putrid so far this year because it's just too greasy up there. Anyone who's been up to Cairns, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I can tell you what will probably happen. We will lose to Essendon. Doggies will beat Fremantle and leapfrog us both and sneak into the 8. And let's be honest, they're probably the only team that can do any damage anyway. All right. Easy done. So I got it. Yeah, it's going to be a corker. All right. Let's have a couple of quick hands. Jamie Wallis.
Sure.
Rightio. Quick hands. All Australian fullback.
Yep.
May or Andrews? Who and why? Go.
Harris Andrews easily is going to be the best defender of this generation. Easily.
I want to know about this year.
Yeah, I'm saying Harris Andrews.
No way. Stephen May. Stephen May has got him covered.
No, Harris Andrews, easy.
No. You have a look who's played on and who Andrews has played on this year, and you have a look who May's played on, and May's got a better return of goals per game than Andrews has. You look that stat up and come back to me next week, or if people are listening on here, tell me who it is. But I can tell you now, he should win it and win it by a country mile because he has been amazing. He has won games off his own hands this year.
I put my trust in the AFL to pick the right person, and that's Harris Andrews.
Exactly right. May is the general. I'm getting thumbs up left, right, and centre, and I'm telling you now, it is going to be Stephen May. Let's have another one because who is going to be the All-Australian ruckman? Is it Gawn? Is it Nick Nack? Is it Goldie? Or is it going to be somebody else?
Todd Goldstein.
Sorry, listeners. My microphone did not cut out there. I'm just staggered with that response. How?
Easily.
How?
Easily. He's easily up there in the competition for hit-outs, for clearances. He's rucking to a terrible midfield. I don't think he's going to win it, but I think he should be very much part of the conversation.
So he can be part of the squad?
Well, why not? You said squad last week. He can be part of the squad.
No, I'm talking about who do you think is going to be who's going to be All Australian this year? It's as simple as that.
I'm
You're going with Goldie?
I'm going to go Gawn just because he will. I know he'll get it because he's more all rounder. But I'm going to say Goldie is going to be in the squad potentially.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think he's better than being Brody, and I think he's better. Than
Brody overrated Grundy. He is. I tell you what, as soon as he got that moped and that man bun and those black glasses, it went all downhill, mate. As soon as he got his contract
and $1 million a season, yeah,
$1 million a season, he has done nothing this year. He has done nothing.
$1 million over 7, isn't it?
Who should be? Do you know who's been left out of the All Australian talk for a couple of years? Mm-hmm. And I think he should be in at least the squad for this year. All right.
Who's that?
It should be Jared Witts. All right. He's averaging 28. He's averaging only 5 less a game than Gawn.
Yeah.
He's played 16 games this year so far, so he hasn't missed a game.
Missed one.
All right. I think he's their captain as well too.
All right.
He's just been playing ever since he went up. He was rejected from Collingwood.
Yeah.
He is. You watch, if anyone's been watching the Gold Coast games, he's playing some sexy football. And he's fantastic for that group. And I just think that, you hear about Goldsteins and your Nick Nats. Nick Nat does nothing around the ground. Oh, he puts one down someone's throat and it's goal of the year stuff. I think he's another one that's completely overrated. I do think Gorney should get it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Nat gets it and maybe Gorney sits on the bench. But yeah, I reckon Goldstein should be in the squad, and I also reckon Jared Witts. But if Brody Grundy gets in the squad, once again, it just goes to AFL have got no idea, and they're going by the good bloke factor again.
My favourite topic.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, next one.
Next one is that was I think we already went through this one, but we talked about who's dropping the ball with the AFL. Have you got any for me? You want to throw any my way this week? Because normally, and listeners, have you got any quick hands you want to share or ask the Lace Out team? I'm Lace, he's out.
All right, who is leading the votes for you for this year's Brownlow?
Ooh, Lockie Neal.
Yeah,
definitely.
So definitely. I've got Lockie. So the big three is Lockie Neal, Petrarca, and Travis Boak. They're the three at the moment.
Yep.
Out of those, place them 1, 2, 3 for me.
I would go the order that you read them out.
Lockie Neal, Petrarca, and then Boak third.
Sorry, I'll swap the last two around. I think Petrarca, the 2 games which they lost are going to make it hard for him.
Yeah.
And Boak's been probably a little bit more consistent in the last maybe 5 rounds.
See, I reckon I'd probably put Petrarca second because there's not too many other players on Melbourne's list who'd steal votes. Where Boak has got, like Ollie Wines has had an amazing month and a half of football. And he'll steal votes. And I think Petrarca for you guys always seems to get votes a lot anyway. Yeah,
he stands out a lot. The game he played on the weekend was a perfect example of it. He was just a contested beast. I think he had something like 19 possessions and 18 of them were contested or something ridiculous like that. So he's just taking his game to the next level.
Hold the phone.
I know. Hold the phone because somebody has made a massive call. The big call that I reckon Tom Hawkins will win the Coleman. The quality of the Lace Out crew, the quality of the Lace Out community strikes there. He's only 10 in front.
Well, Joel has basically has brought our listeners back up to a standard.
Yeah, so he says that
steal
it, nobody taking votes.
I mean, it's been good, but I'd probably put. He's been good, but I'd put.
I think Zach Jones would be stealing a couple of votes.
Yeah, Dane Butler would take a couple too.
Yeah, but Dan Butler's done. See, here's the interesting thing as well too. If I just sort of mix the two,
Membry's been okay a couple of games.
Who?
Membry. He's been all right. He played well against Port Adelaide. King will have a couple.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He'll poll okay, but I don't think he'll steal it. And if he does steal it, I'll say good on you to Joel Michael, and I hope you've had a fitty on it, because you'll be calling us, calling me a complete dick for getting that one wrong, but I agree with it wholeheartedly. Hey, but I will say one thing, though, is that the All-Australian forward pocket,
Yes.
early on, Papley had it. Completely had it.
Yep.
Has not done a thing for weeks.
Are we talking genuine pockets, or are we just playing?
Genuine pocket. You can have a genuine pocket, right?
It's not the Australian way.
Then Dan Butler was going to be the genuine pocket. He's done nothing for the last month.
Yep.
So who do you go with? Do you go with Butler? Do you go with Papley? Do you go with either of them?
Oh, do you know the one thing that always sticks in my mind? It depends on where he plays, but Jordan De Goey just seems to be there and about. He hasn't played a lot of football this year, but when he plays, he's so dynamic in the forward pocket role.
He's very, very dynamic. You know, he's awesome. It's fantastic. But I don't think they'll put him in because he has been out for quite a long time. You can't, you can't, unfortunately.
Once again, it makes me angry. This team is a nothing team. It doesn't do anything.
But you know the other thing though is, and this is the thing that
hey, that's a good one.
Yeah, actually, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's the one that I'd go with. Merv.
Completely forgot about him.
You are on fire tonight. Wallace. That's who I'd be going with.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's kicked 23 for the year. And if you said to me at the start of the year that he'll kick 23, I would have laughed. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Charlie Cameron's been so inconsistent this year. I don't think he'll get that. I think Jack Gunston.
No.
Bench player?
Yeah, you make the list because the whole
thing. And this is the thing that I can't get my head around. The leader of the Coleman medal is sitting on 40 goals.
Yeah.
Is this game stuffed or what?
Oh, don't.
Is the game stuffed?
We're a couple of minutes from finishing the show.
I know, we're a couple of minutes. The game is stuffed if the Coleman medal is
God.
Pinnacle.
Everyone just end them.
Right? The pinnacle.
Just end them.
On 40.
End. Where's the end button?
It's a joke.
We've got a hopeless cat.
Am I right?
We've got a hopeless cat supporter in here.
Jamie, acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. All right?
Jared is blind. Jared is so one-eyed as a cat supporter. It's actually sickening.
Oh, I don't care. He's a good bloke. Don't know him. Good bloke. Welcome to the Lace Out family, Jared. Love to have you on board.
Jared also is a market leader in synth turf. So if you need just synthetic turf, get onto him and his company because he will hook you up.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you know what though? What makes me sick is that Gary Ablett. I think Gary Ablett kicked 27 goals in the final series. 4 games, he kicked 27. And after 16 games, a forward's kicked 40.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Come on. Acknowledge it, Jamie. The game is stuffed.
Well.
And, you know, the two jockeys will probably stuff around with the rules again and make it even worse.
Well, I'm just saying, everyone should probably just get onto the Synthetic Grass Project on Facebook and just have a look at that because that would increase the quality of the game playing on that beautiful, lush, grass-like synth grass.
Yeah, I don't think we've got much else to add after that, to be honest. Hey, look, it's going to be, listeners, viewers, it's going to be an ball-busting, massive...
Oh, that's a good one. Joel's got another one there.
What, the bonus point for scores over 100?
Yeah.
I reckon there's probably been less than 15 times this year that teams have kicked over.
Yeah.
Okay.
A motivator to get a bonus point.
Well, you know, here we go. TAC footy. This keeps coming up every week, Jamie.
No, Peps, I'm writing this down because we're going to do on one of our last podcasts for this season is things we want to see for 2021.
Okay.
So I like that one about the bonus point. I'm going to put that on my list.
I want sponsors. We need Patreon. We need you to sponsor this podcast. Be Patreons. And we'll have a game at the footy. Yep.
I'll do them all day.
Yep, we'll do those all day. Yep. Jamie loves cans all day. We're going to have now listeners, just to let you know something massively important. We need to share this with you. It's the last game of the season this week, and so next week we've got the week break. This is episode 99.5 of Lace Out. Not 100, 99.5. I make the rules up. Next week is our 100th. I'll say that again, 100th episode of Lace Out. And so we're going to have a bit of an extravaganza to talk about how the season went. It's going to be formal wear. We're going to be dressing up for the occasion. And we want you to tell everybody to join us for our 100th episode live online. We're going to have some special messages from some of the community, some well wishes. I've already got a couple come through. I can't wait to share them with you because Lace Out has shaped their careers. So I'm really looking forward to share that with you. So next Tuesday night, unless Jamie has another power outage like he did last night, so it's his fault, we'll be here celebrating episode 100, and we want you to celebrate with us as well. We might even have cake.
Oh, g'day. It's Chris Pepper here from the Lace Out podcast.
Oh yeah, you should hear that first one. It's a ripper. We've even got a couple of things from a couple of snippets from those episodes.
Just here to share some of my football thoughts with you.
Oh, it's great to be here. Welcome everybody to the Lace Out. Hey, listen, don't take our word for it.
You need someone there with you.
Go back to episode number 1 and just realise how good the podcast was without Jamie. And we had so many listeners. I had to bring it down. Spotify and iTunes was saying, "Hey, you're blowing our servers. Can you just lower the quality of the show?" And we got the J-Dog on board for that one. All right, so we'll see you this time next week, Jamie. The question that we're going to ask for the 99.5th time for the year: how do you want your footy each and every week?
I like it laced out, and I like it synthetic grass project.
And he actually likes power to his house as well. Have a great week, listeners. Go the D's.
Can't power.
Proud to belong. Get on it. Have a great week. And we'll see you this time next week.
See ya.